The fancy restaurant fell silent. Every fork stopped moving. Every conversation died. Sarah, the young maid who cleaned billionaire Marcus Stone's mansion every day, sat frozen at table 12. Her face was red with shame. Tears rolled down her cheeks like raindrops on glass. $5. The man across from her laughed so loud that people 3 tables away turned to stare. You brought $5 to our date? What kind of joke is this? Sarah's hands shook as she held the crumpled bill. It was all the money she had left after paying for her sick mother's medicine. She had saved it for weeks, hoping it would be enough for at least a coffee. The man, her blind date that her friend had set up, stood up so fast his chair fell backward with a crash. I'm not staying here with some broke loser who can't even afford a proper meal. Everyone in the restaurant was watching now. Phones came out. People started recording. Sarah wanted to disappear into the floor. But what she didn't know was that her boss, Marcus Stone, the richest man in the city, was sitting just 2 tables away. He had seen everything. His hands were clenched into fists. His jaw was tight with anger. And what Marcus did next would change Sarah's life forever. But to understand why this moment mattered so much, we need to go back to where it all started. 3 months earlier, Sarah Martinez walked through the golden gates of the Stone mansion for the first time. Her old shoes squeaked on the marble floor. She had never seen so much wealth in one place. Crystal chandeliers hung from ceilings so high they made her dizzy. Paintings worth more than her family's house covered every wall. The living room was bigger than her entire apartment. "Remember," the head butler whispered to her, "Mr. Stone doesn't like to be bothered. Clean quietly. Stay invisible. Don't speak unless he speaks first." Sarah nodded, clutching her cleaning supplies. She needed this job desperately. Her mother was getting sicker every day, and the medicine costs were crushing their family. For weeks, Sarah worked like a ghost. She cleaned every corner perfectly. She never broke anything. She never made noise. Marcus Stone walked past her many times, but he never looked at her. She was just another invisible servant. But Sarah noticed everything about him. How he worked 18 hours a day. How he ate dinner alone every night. How he never seemed to have friends visit. Despite all his money, he looked lonely. One morning, everything changed. Sarah was cleaning Marcus's office when she found him passed out at his desk. Empty coffee cups surrounded him like soldiers. He hadn't slept in 2 days. Sarah did something she wasn't supposed to do. She gently woke him up. "Mr. Stone? Sir? You should rest." Marcus opened his eyes. For the first time in 3 months, he really looked at her. "What's your name?" he asked softly. "Sarah, sir. Sarah Martinez." That was the moment their strange friendship began. But neither of them knew that this friendship would lead to the most embarrassing night of Sarah's life. After that day, everything changed between Sarah and Marcus, but only when nobody was watching. During the day, they kept up the act. Sarah cleaned quietly. Marcus ignored her like before. The other servants never suspected anything. But in the evenings, when the big house was empty, they would talk. Marcus would ask about Sarah's family. Sarah would listen to Marcus's business problems. She was the first person who never asked him for money or favors. "Why do you work so hard?" Sarah asked one night while dusting his bookshelf. Marcus looked up from his papers. "Same reason you do. Someone depends on me." Sarah didn't understand what he meant, but she could see pain in his eyes. Slowly, Marcus started doing little things. When Sarah's mother needed expensive medicine, Sarah would mysteriously find exact cash amounts in her cleaning cart, but never too much that she'd get suspicious. When Sarah's worn-out shoes finally broke, a lost-and-found box appeared with perfect-fitting sneakers in her size. Sarah never knew it was Marcus. She thought she was just getting lucky. Then came the night that changed everything. Sarah's best friend Maria cornered her in the mansion's kitchen. "Girl, you need to get out more. I found the perfect guy for you. His name is Derek. He's handsome, has a good job, and he wants to take you to that fancy Italian place downtown." Sarah panicked. "Maria, I can't afford that kind of restaurant." "Don't worry. Derek said he's paying for everything. Just bring a little money for coffee or something. Show him you're not a gold digger." Sarah's heart raced. She had been so focused on work and her mother that she hadn't been on a date in 2 years. Maybe this was her chance at happiness. But as she counted her money that night, her heart sank. After paying for her mother's medicine, she only had $5 left. $5 for a date at the fanciest restaurant in the city. What Sarah didn't know was that Derek had lied to Maria about everything. And what she really didn't know was that Marcus had overheard the entire conversation. Marcus Stone couldn't sleep that night. He paced his office like a caged tiger. Sarah deserved happiness, but something felt wrong about this Derek person. His business instincts were screaming danger. The next morning, Marcus made a phone call to his private investigator. Find everything about a man named Derek who's dating someone I know. 2 hours later, the truth hit Marcus like a punch to the gut. Derek Williams wasn't successful. He wasn't kind. He was a cruel man who made bets with his friends about humiliating women on dates. His favorite game? Taking women to expensive restaurants, then leaving them with the bill when they couldn't pay. He's done this 12 times in the past year, the investigator reported. Always picks women who look like they don't have much money. Films their reactions for social media. His friends call it the Broke Girl Challenge. Marcus's hands shook with rage. Derek was planning to destroy Sarah for entertainment. But Marcus had a problem. He couldn't warn Sarah without revealing he'd been spying. If he told her, she might quit and lose her job. He needed another plan. That evening, Marcus did something he'd never done before. He made a reservation at Romano's Italian restaurant, the same place Derek was taking Sarah. He would sit nearby and protect her if things went wrong. What Marcus didn't expect was how much worse it would be than he imagined. The night of the date arrived. Sarah wore her only nice dress, a simple blue one she bought at a thrift store. She carried her $5 in a small purse, hoping Derek was as kind as Maria had promised. At Romano's, Derek's friends were already hiding at corner tables with their phones ready. They had bet $50 each on how badly Derek could make Sarah cry. Marcus sat 2 tables away, pretending to read business papers. His heart pounded as he watched Sarah walk in, nervous but hopeful. Derek stood up with a fake smile. "Sarah, you look nice." But as soon as Sarah sat down, Derek's mask began to slip. He ordered the most expensive wine, without asking her. He bragged about money he didn't have. Then came the moment that made Marcus's blood boil. "So," Derek said with a nasty grin, "I hope you brought your wallet. This place isn't cheap, and I believe in equality, you know." Sarah's face went white. But Maria said you were paying. Did I say that?" Derek laughed. Must have been a misunderstanding. That's when Sarah reached into her purse with trembling hands and pulled out her 5 crumpled dollars. The whole restaurant was about to witness Derek's cruelest game yet. $5. Derek laughed so loud the entire restaurant turned to stare. "You brought $5 to our date? What kind of joke is this?" Sarah's tears started falling. Derek's friends held up their phones, recording every second of her humiliation. The cruel bet was working perfectly. "I'm not staying here with some broke loser who can't even afford a proper meal," Derek shouted, knocking over his chair as he stood. That's when Marcus Stone had seen enough. He stood up slowly, his face cold as ice. Every person in the restaurant felt the power radiating from him as he walked toward Derek's table. Conversation stopped. Even Derek's laughter died. "Excuse me," Marcus said in a voice that could freeze fire. "Did you just call this young lady a loser?" Derek turned around, ready to argue, but his words caught in his throat. He recognized Marcus Stone from newspapers and TV. Every person in the city knew that face. I was just," Derek stammered. "You were just leaving," Marcus said. He pulled out his phone and showed Derek the screen. It was a bank transfer for $1 million. "This is what I'm donating to the restaurant staff tonight. Sarah here is worth more than you'll ever be." The restaurant gasped. Derek's face turned pale white. But Marcus wasn't finished. "Security cameras caught everything," Marcus continued, pointing to the hidden cameras Derek hadn't noticed. "Your little game, your friends recording, your cruel bet. By tomorrow morning, every person in this city will know exactly what kind of man you are." Derek's friends scrambled to delete their videos, But it was too late. Marcus's security team was already copying everything. Leave. Now. And if you ever come near Sarah again, you'll discover what real power looks like. Derek ran from the restaurant like a scared rabbit, his friends following behind him. The entire restaurant erupted in applause. But Marcus only had eyes for Sarah. He sat down across from her and gently took her hand. Sarah, you never have to hide your struggles from me. You've cleaned my house, but you've also cleaned my heart. You taught me that kindness matters more than money. Sarah stared at him in shock. Mr. Stone, how did you? I've been watching over you for months. Marcus smiled. Every anonymous gift, every lucky break. That was me trying to help without embarrassing you. But tonight, I realized something. I don't want to be just your boss anymore. He pulled out a small black box and opened it. Inside was the most beautiful ring Sarah had ever seen. Sarah Martinez, you're the richest person I know. Rich in kindness, rich in heart, rich in everything that matters. Will you marry me? The restaurant exploded in cheers. Sarah couldn't speak through her tears, but she nodded yes. 6 months later, Sarah and Marcus had the biggest wedding the city had ever seen. Derek? He was working at a gas station after the video of his cruelty went viral, and he lost his job. And that $5 bill? Sarah kept it framed in their mansion as a reminder that true wealth isn't measured in money, but in the love we show each other. Sometimes the most beautiful love stories begin with the most broken moments. And sometimes having only $5 can lead to finding something worth more than all the money in the world. What did you think of Sarah and Marcus's incredible love story? Asterisk, asterisk. Like this story if you believe kindness is more valuable than money. Asterisk, asterisk. Comment below. What would you have done if you witnessed someone being humiliated like Sarah? Share your thoughts. Asterisk, asterisk. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our amazing true life stories of love, hope, and unexpected miracles. Asterisk, asterisk. Share this story with someone who needs to remember that their worth isn't measured by their wallet, because you never know whose day you might brighten.